And Scrawny, over to you.
Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you, boys on the desk. A great breakdown before we jump into this one. We know it absolutely matters. We got a spot in the Legends stage. And we even got a couple Legends already in this server, right? Nice to see Crim so far this event putting up those numbers. I think that the individual levels of fnatic is going to be one of the hardest points versus Outsiders so far. This is an Outsiders that, as always, grinds out wins, but has been kind of grinding those wins versus lesser firepower. fnatic, they show up. They've already turned heads. Hell, they had a chance at that 3-0 victory yesterday, and Mao's got the better of them. We'll see if they can bounce back as they begin on Overpass.
Yeah, a bit of a strugglesome series. So watching that Mao's game, it was kind of like the most important pieces were having some trouble. Flit, though, not having any. That's an easy first kill, and he's heard a lot more footsteps, actually, but they're not willing to approach him just yet, and Flit now wants to respond with some aggression of his own, but he'll get gushed, now stuck in the stairs. Can play off the headshot angle. A lot of CTs here feeling uncomfortable, but the rotation up and are thinking it's going to be an A-side hit. fnatic are cluing into this.
Yeah, a little insect nest inside of Connector this round. 4 members of Outsiders go scrambling back around B, and they're going to try to rotate up in time to help Jame. He sounds the alarm. He tucks into truck. And of course, he's got Kicker and Norbert with him. So fnatic could have followed through there, and there would have been a better timing where there weren't as many defenders. Now, they're going to be met by resistance. They can still fight their way out, no doubt. They've caught the flank, though. That makes things interesting. 30 seconds, and those players start to peel back.
Yeah, the rotation was just fast enough. It was kind of frantic looking, but it was the right call. And at this point, Nikados opening up the site allows to clear out all the most important spots to make sure that this is a seamless bomb plant. However, there'll still be the Heaven guy. This duel can mean everything, and Nikados will recede slowly, and Jame wants to fight him because he wants to leave this line opened up. Nikados finding an opportunity, can't finish the frag, but the bomb is getting planted because he is guarding it.
Keeps Flit pinned deep on that graffiti. Jame never got his impact from Heaven despite taking a couple pokes downwards, and Nikados still on that front line. Oh, good tap onto Norbert. That little bit of HP left on Flit is still enough for him to get into the kill, but we've got Crims into the clutch.
Yeah, and it is a very real round here for Crims in the 1-on-2. Flit so low, Jame within a few bullets of dying, and Jame is getting worked on right now. This bomb is being stuck, and Crims, he wants to finish this, but Jame will be the finisher. That's it. 23 health between the two players remaining. If he gets the first kill, the second one's free, but we don't see that version of history today. And it'll be a round 1 from Outsiders after calling out the stair stack, rotating all the way around, or seeing themselves in an uncomfortable spot in the stair stack, seeing that the strat was going to lean towards A. This was a round full of adaptation. What the setup was out of spawn for both teams, it didn't seem like that they were following through with those ideas. So Bai comes through once again. 4 Galils and a scout on Nikados. This looks pretty healthy, but looks can be deceiving. They don't have almost any utility, actually, so this will be a round where they kind of play it like you would on a deco. Go a little bit slowly, look for 1v1 duels, and see if the CTs are pushing.
Payne with a nice forward position, Jame right above him, and Flit's over on the long corner. So fnatic, ooh, they'll get caught by this angle. 2 kills for Jame on the A1S, as if this guy has anything other than an op. Look at him go. Leaves Fame in the pocket. Flit even slides into the corner, so dude, fnatic, they are just going to get chewed up in this one. Not even a chance, just these nice positionings from Outsiders and both re-aggressions, right? While Jame gets 2 kills, Flit pushes into the wall, Flit falls back, Fame moves in, Kicker, he'll be caught off by the only player left over. It's Crims yet again, but he's got no bomb. And even with that second kill being clean,
yeah, he's just
no chance.
He's just so far away from it. So we actually saw that setup in the last time Outsiders played against IHC, where your rifle is sitting in what looks like the open, very far line back towards playground, so a little bit safer than it would normally be if you were naturally pushed up against balloons and that wall. And how they do this is by having someone right below them, making sure that no one can cross across the fountain into this area that we're looking at right now. So very potent setup. Love that. And, you know, if there's anyone who could do it, it is Crims, but with 20 seconds left and the amount of HP, and maybe this Galil, I think it doesn't seem like there are many odds. So round is over. Outsiders with the 2-0 start. And yeah, the story today on Overpass is a very sensible pick here from fnatic, but definitely not a punish pick whatsoever. because even though Outsiders haven't been playing it, they've always been able to. It's not like they've been playing it and losing. They never really fell off. There were just no stats there.
Yep, the question really was, could the new addition of Fame and Norbert, you know, step up to what we knew the Outsiders used to be able to do? And so far, so good. It was a, I think, awkwardly close game versus IHC. More tense than they would have enjoyed. So I see why fnatic would have slotted in and decided to try their hand at it.
Yeah, and like you mentioned with Fame, he came through in some of those later rounds, got an ace actually. Really great entries from him on the T side.
Right, yeah, outside of Monster.
Yeah.
Started to really go hard. Norbert, confident, decides to wield a pair of Berettas versus the unarmored pistols of fnatic.
But you got to think there is a veto advantage here for Outsiders. Like, let's say they take Overpass and they're kind of in the money. I mean, it's going to feel good for them in an already close situation. So we'll see if it ends up being a tough draw from fnatic, but nothing worse than your best map being your opponent's former best map.
Yeah. And them, again, proving that it's no drop-off.
Yeah. Ooh, is Kickert out of the rounds? It looks like they're kind of just protecting him right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, luckily there are only a few pistols left over.
Get yourself a friend like Flit.
Seriously.
Man's looking to take a bullet for Kickert. Then all of a sudden, these dual Berettas on Norbert gets a little more awkward, huh? But listen, Flit, he's got this one rock solid. And Norbert, with the two pistols, connects to the head of Nikadaz. So it's nothing for fnatic, not a single kill. And a nice little pad here from Flit, who is, again, I think, at times, just an absolute beast when it comes to Outsiders, right?
Absolutely.
We think about riflers on this team and the fact that Norbert, Flit, and Fame can all kind of offer up impact. Kickert, too, from time to time, but it is really Flit who James leans on most often.
They've been excellent at scouting talent in that regard, and we look at 2019 in Berlin. You know, James makes the finals. That lineup is such a far cry away from this one. And since then, he's had a few good iterations and, of course, lost their best player, one of the best players in the world in Yukinder, and still managed to look, I want to say, in terms of their identity, almost the same. You know, they still feel as powerful. They're here in a 2-1 matchup in the challenger stage, and it's not an easy stage for sure. And I think everybody respects them in the same way that they did when Yukinder was on the lineup just earlier this year.
I like the Outsiders mentality where it's like, we're never going to find somebody as good as Yukinder. You know, that part of this team, that's history. It's in the past, and there's no reason kind of to dwell on it because you're not going to find a one-for-one replacement. So everybody else has to kind of adapt, step up, change their play, and then just outperform what they had done previous, because leaning on Yukinder seems easy. You know,
it does.
The guy is absolutely a star.
But they were good before him, and
yep.
So
continue to be good after.
That's what Flit said. He said, yeah, Yukinder's a good player, but this is a team game. And he said if you have 4 teammates that all enjoy playing and they work hard and they have some talent, then you know, it's going to be about what your team can do together. And they prove that with results. They don't just talk about it. fnatic, on the other hand, we haven't seen them play at a major in 3 years. They haven't qualified. So, sorry, not 3 years. Well, it might be 3 years, but the last 3 majors. And for someone like Crims, for example, I mean, that's got to be uncomfortable. He has just been consistent kind of the whole time. He says he had a dip in the last couple when things went online, where a lot of kind of legendary players did struggle, I think, to find motivation, understandably. But now that we're back, he fits really well into this lineup, and it is a brand new identity for fnatic, but it is a nice one.
Yeah. In-game leader in Mezzi. The depth there, right? That's not a trajectory I expected from Mezzi after the Cloud9 Juggernaut days. Of course, not as shocking as the likes of Roy becoming a star player. You know, this is a player who just kind of jumps into the server at a later age than most. And he'll be looking for his impact now that him and his team have got themselves onto the guns for the first time here on Overpass. We get that quick move from Crims into the pocket of Shortwater, very much on his own, and very much known to Outsiders. That jostling of utility back and forth, he'll hold on. Mezzi's looking to come help him as Outsiders are going to go ahead and burn more util, trying to get him out of the spot, but then also applying the boost, which is perfect. Or could have been.
Yeah, that was nice.
They
Yeah.
still get it. No shame in that, but all of a sudden, the little that was left of Crims goes down. Bomb still back towards the T-spawn as we hit the 50-second mark. Mezzi has taken up responsibility to play short and does have an angle into the site. He's just hoping somebody walks right into that crosshair, and I think he's going to call his team to come join him. Everybody's starting to set sights on B.
Yeah, the problem is here, James has had deep control at the top of stairs, and they didn't get him off the angle, so the rotations on the CT side are committed now to the right side, so they made a big mistake here. And fnatic, if they had one flash, they could have gotten James back, and he wouldn't be in the B site right now.
Ooh, missed shot from James, going to allow for the crossover. Norbert comes through, and James going to whiff a second. Kickert, though, he's got that barrels position, and it's the sheer numbers that's going to start pulling apart fnatic. All angles occupied, the smallest bits of cover in those sandbags and planks, and Nikadaz can't get himself into the kill feed either. Finally, something goes the way of fnatic, but it's only that one kill, and Outsiders stacking appropriately at the exact time they need to will grab themselves a rifle round win.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate that. So in the position that James was standing on, it's very easy to get him off of it, and that's the key point. Some players, they have certain spots where it's okay. It's not going to be easy to make sure they fall back a little bit, but they decided to opt out of getting out of stairs into a full default to clear out bathrooms first and grouped up for the B hit, and Outsiders simply did not overthink it. There was the option that they maybe could have been at long, something very far-fetched, but James, with the amount of control he had, I think he kind of felt 80% confident. They haven't done anything on A. They're probably not doing anything like that, and it's likely going to be a B hit. So fnatic, they don't even know that James ended up rotating early and there was an overstack there, but they probably have some sort of feeling that they did something wrong in this round. It'll be pistols for them here in round 5, and a very strong start now for Outsiders. James also missed a couple of shots, and that was still light work for the roster.
Everybody else already starting to contribute. Nice to see Norbert and Fame with kills early. I think of the other riflers, Fame's the one to me that, like, I'm always just waiting for that pop-off.
Yeah, we might get some of that in the second half.
See if we can get to it. For now, we get this big grouping of fnatic players outside Monster. And sometimes you just keep it simple. They're going to go flashing into this B site. Kickert to be tested. Dies with nothing. So 2 kills come through from fnatic, and that's all they're going to need to push the bomb up.
Yeah, there's an HE here on James, and that could actually just spell disaster.
Right here, right now. Double nade. So at least Roy plants. There's a silver lining here for fnatic. They'll get the 2 entries. And Nikadaz, let's see what he can do. A little bit left, as he's got the armored M4. Smoke fades, vision regained, and a clean one into Norbert. Now a quick reposition. He's going to try to come at this from the other side. We've got a kit, though, and it's being stuck. Fame all the way down to the wire, and poor Nikadaz just gets in time, but the smoke's in his way, and it was that stick from Fame. Had it just been a tap even at least, then that extra second, maybe things line up. It doesn't, and it's Outsiders 5-0.
Yeah, he could have stood there and fight, and I think I didn't even hear the smoke pop on short as well, so he might not have heard that himself if it came down a little earlier. These 2 entries are the reason the bomb goes down, but the protocols are nice and safe for Outsiders. They can throw their utility from a distance. They can keep their op open. James is very good when he's opping from heaven, and in a lot of the passive spots, we saw him get a lot out of IHC. And of course, fnatic are going to be a step up from that roster, but IHC were not to be slept on. James played very well, and they still got 12 rounds. And that might be a nice kind of unrusting game for them. Like, if they hadn't played the IHC match, they come into this one versus fnatic, then maybe it would be more of a question of how good are they going to play on Overpass. But I think they're pretty happy to have gotten that out of the way.
We end up seeing IHC all event long, right? Get good streaks of rounds, have leads, and then unfortunately just crumble in the later few.
Yeah, they did. I will say they did struggle to like close versus 0-0 Nation, but when it got to overtime, they didn't actually choke. You know, they actually made it happen. So pretty impressive.
Kickert catching FASHR. He thought maybe he can just get sly and slide through Monster. Not going to happen. Bomb doubles back. Fame gets aggressive. And if these T's don't cross quietly, well, that's information gained. But both will walk. So Fame still questioning what exactly goes on. Nikadaz is going to take a glance downstairs. Door is open, off its hinges. Close support as well. We're going to have a Fame and Flit crossfire. So if Nikadaz isn't cautious and walks down just a few more steps, he could have gotten sandwiched.
Yeah, this is a timing thing. So Fame, you know, at this point, if there's anybody here, they're already losing the round, right? 30 seconds, they have to pick a site. So now it just comes down to where he thinks they're going to go. And it looks like they put the clues together. Two people here on A, Fame on the big flank, and he could go for a long and allow his teammates to come upstairs, actually, if he'd like to, but he's going for the fast passage.
Norbert's going to be by truck. James takes a deeper spot by bank. Oh, Mezzy. That's two nice headshots on the entry. Something that he's known to do, takes rounds into his own hands. His individual level used to be his bread and butter. And Crims is going to start to lock off the outsider's flank, so sure, Fame. He calls that they can come up from behind and flank. It's clear. Flash is excellent. That's going to take down Crims with no impact from him. Roy locks into the long corner. Crossfire with Nikadaz. It's two towards Fan, and Roy just crashed. Mezzy also out, and
Nikadaz is out too.
all three players.
Oh my god, they're just running by him. They literally don't even see. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. That was, yeah, that was the whole, that was a, damn, that was
one,
everyone.
not two, but three.
Oof, well, of course, the rules are round was live and damage was taken, so there's no way to restart that. fnatic were, of course, in a good position. And we had a player from Outsiders, I think it was Kicker, also lag out in a previous round. It didn't matter as much for them. This one's got to be frustrating, especially for Mezzy, who got those two entries on the A site. Up until that point, I think we would lean Outsiders in terms of where they were positionally. Fame was fast on the flank, and they were in good spots. But as soon as Mezzy got those two kills, of course, that was kind of their round to lose.
Damn.
Oh, that one's tough. Crims keeping a good attitude about it.
You know, if there's anybody who's been through it all, Crims brings in that good humor.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be that Crims would just never tweet, and then his one tweet every, like, 8 months would just be something really angry.
Yeah.
I'm tired of you online trolls, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in a moment like this, he's fine.
Just keeps it cool.
He keeps a healthy relationship with anger. You know, he lets it out as it comes.
Yeah. Crims is one of those guys where I think on the outside, if you didn't know what he did, if I saw Crims walking down the road, man, I'm across the street.
Yeah, man, he definitely, like,
I'm across the street.
Owns a motorbike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wears leather gloves.
Runs some kind of racket.
Yeah,
You know, we don't know what kind of racket.
And you know what? Even though he's here in Rio playing, he may still be running rackets back home.
That's
we don't
true.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know what Crims gets up to.
I think he's paid well enough. They've kept him off the streets, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The king of kings.
And if you talk to him, of course, super soft-smoking, chill guy.
That's the thing. Right? Once the
Yeah.
conversation kicks off.
But at night...
Look at him.
Yeah, I mean...
Just look at him.
This is... oh. It's the 1,000-mile stare. He's not... I don't think he's exactly looking into the camera, but he was winning that duel for a second. You ever seen that Arthur headphone meme?
Yeah. It's like, like why? It's not on his ears.
When your teammate asks you to flash.
Man, oh man. Yeah, this one's a gut punch for the Fnatic squad.
Yeah. Not going to be often that you get yourself out of a situation in that way. Looking over at the A stream, is all right with the world. Vitality up 7-3 versus Greyhound. And this is a 1-2 game, of course. So loser goes home. Vitality don't have a lot to be proud of at this stage so far. They've had a really tough go of it. Not the only team, of course. Them alongside Cloud9 found themselves in a very uncomfortable position. But you got to think, this is a pretty good draw for them.
Yeah, I think, man, I mean, it's just one of those moments where it's like we get these wild upsets, crazy days to begin the major and the challenger stage that everybody knew was going to be kind of tough to predict. But then in a way, it always kind of stabilizes. You know, that's the thing with the day one of the challenger stage. It's just one day, and suddenly a team is either 2/3 of the way to elimination or 2/3 of the way to qualification. It's the follow-up that I think the pressure really starts to sink in. The better teams start to prevail.
And just the simple fact that you get best of threes to make sure that if you really are that bad, then you'll lose. But if not, then you'll probably figure it out in the best of threes. Yeah, like the thought of Greyhound beating Vitality on one map. I mean, they beat Cloud9. Would they have won a whole series? That's hard to. I can't call. I don't want to call that. I don't want to call it impossible because I thought winning Dust 2 was already impossible. But you look at Vitality, I mean, they're good.
Over 60% of Pick'em predictions had Greyhound as 0-3.
I'm in the 60.
Same.
Shout out to the 60%ers.
I believe IHC had then like the next at maybe 15%.
Yeah.
Followed
Never
by,
go with IHC. They always get theirs.
Right. Followed by 0-0 Nation was the next one. And obviously we know now in hindsight
0-3 Nation.
Yeah. Tough stuff. Saw a lot of the, or honestly all of the Brazilian legends depart the event yesterday. But crowds still, I mean, you think of that from a Brazilian fan, right? From their perspective, if there was any one day, earlier today, I was in the sauna at the hotel, and there was a couple Brazilian fans there. They were staying at our hotel. Great hotel choice, by the way, you know. And they found out that, you know, everything had sold out so quickly. So one of them had only been able to buy a single ticket. He bought a ticket for one day, and that one day was yesterday. And think of that day from start to finish, right?
Ooh.
The Furia run. And then, like, the Furia victory to start off the day, the 0-0 Nation grind, 16-14s or overtimes every step of the way into the Imperial back-to-back overtime. Like, I mean, that was just, from start to finish, a crowd on their feet. And I think for the Brazilian community, a legendary day that despite not having wins, anybody who's there will remember forever.
I mean, yeah, we casted the Imperial game, and I just remember thinking, because we've done so many stadiums all over the world, it was kind of like, this is basically the only crowd that would like kind of cheer at the, like from beginning to end, no matter what's happening in the game. And they get louder if, of course, their team is winning. But it just felt like they were very gracious in defeat with the clapping for everybody and sticking around. And it sort of felt like no matter what happened that day, because they kept the energy going the whole time, they had a lot to be proud of as fans. And I think they felt good about, you know, that journey, because like when 0-0 Nation got to overtime on that first or second map, even though they ended up losing, it literally felt like they won the game, and we were out there in the crowd, and that emotion can't be denied just because the result of the whole game ends up changing. You were still there in that moment, and you felt how good it felt for, you know, the team you're cheering for to get into overtime, get a chance to win. And honestly, that celebration was bigger than 70% of the time that a team wins in another place, you know. So I think it was, you know, they do a good job of kind of entertaining themselves and making it fun for everybody as well.
You know, it's a particular moment of Brazilian history now, and really cool that they got to experience that. I also asked in the follow-up, I was like, hey guys, once it's only Furia per se, what do you think is going to happen with the crowd atmosphere? And they said, we're just going to pick a team, and it's still going to be just as one-sided, but it doesn't have to be a Brazilian team. It's just going to be, that's our team for that game. And I think what's really sick is that they have Gaules at the kind of like helm of all this, orchestrating and getting everybody on the same page, and it really does feel like they're super tight-knit. And yeah, I love this atmosphere we're getting. But how about we throw this over to the A-Stream audio, folks? You guys take in the crowd, take in a little Vitality versus Greyhound, and when Outsiders Fnatic is ready, we will be here with you.
He's been losing that fight, maybe gets traded. Sure, you can give the thumbs up there, but if he can get that opening kill and then go down and be traded, it'll be whole different rounds here.
Safe to assume Vexite's seeing some things on these fights that he hasn't seen or felt before, and maybe like a double nade. Spray combines with the HE. Spinks and Apex making a very strong case for some redemption on their B holds. A very nice, delicate balance of aggression, utility, and synchronization. Dupree got him. As easy as that, it comes his way. The round disintegrates again for Greyhound.
Haven't had to do too much creative work here, Vitality, right? It's been quite standard in terms of the plays right here, and it's the little details for Greyhound, like that Molotov not being deep enough. That car molly that you throw, you want to make sure that it burns behind the car so players can't step out, right? That's the reason you throw that variation. There's lots of different ways to deal with that, but likely to see this one peter out for Greyhound now is fortifying this top mid defense. There's 3 players here. Two towards the long side. Sicko isolates the killer to Dupree, but the trade is there, and the final 2 will fall. Double digits secured, and Vitality looking to run away with this one.
I mean, every time we look at that team cam, you know, there is no doubt in anyone's mind that the org is looking for a winning formula. The fact we've seen Spinks come through even when things were rocking and rolling, the fact that legendary names of Astralis were willing to put Legacy up for debate on a what I don't think anyone can really disregard as a gamble. You didn't know if it was going to work. They are looking for that top spot, and well, it hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows. As you can see, in the fact we're here at an elimination match at IEM Rio. Vitality on the ropes in the challenger stage.
Yeah, Kassab was painting this would be great for their confidence. If they can pick up a victory here and then take that into tomorrow in the 2-2 matchup. Now Apex, this would be great for his confidence. Backs are going to be turned.
He's not a knifey boy.
He's definitely not a knifey boy, but we'll see how many he can get here. He's going to hang around. The round right now is cooked for Greyhound. You are boxed in.
Horrible sinking feeling in your stomach as he gets the kill. Oh, Liaz.
It's a bit of freedom.
Has actually solved the mystery. A blind stab in the dark, a quick dig down, second mid. Stops Apex's hijinks. We'll see that one from his perspective. Look at this, cracks his skull with a quick click. Okay, game on.
Well, Dupree's still quite forward in mid here. This flash over, Spinks spams. He doesn't even need to see his target. See you later, ins. Trying to get back to banana control, not on his watch.
Can Liaz do anything more? The answer, a resounding no, Dupree. No hesitation, 2 kills, 2 seconds. In this final round of this defensive Vitality half, looking set for 11.
Has to throw his body to the line here, so the smoke to try and recover this bomb. But tag on through, and there comes the death. 11-4 is the score. Vitality with a commanding lead here. Greyhound, this is their map choice. This is an elimination game. They need to find themselves.
And so here we are, folks, back into the action. Let's set the tone for everybody here. Not only have we got fnatic back inside the server, but this is a situation where we are resetting the round.
Wow.
That was a double entry from Mezzi into the site. We crashed in a post plant, which would generally still be counted, but in this instance, it is 5-0, round will not count. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of conjecture on my part, but, you know, based on the rules, this means that Outsiders sort of kind of extended a gracious hand to allow for the restart because there was already damage done right there. So if that was the case, you know, very nice of them to do that. It did look like a very precarious situation. Mezzi did a lot of work, and I don't know. Mood should be recovered. It was already a tough situation for fnatic. Get a second lease on life. Let's see if Outsiders can do it again.
That A site going to be extra cautious, though. King Mezzi's coming. Nothing too forward here from Outsiders. They're worried about maybe one of those setups again, right? We saw it at the start of the gun rounds with Outsiders having the 2 players in party, Fame tucked on the barrels, James somewhere holding something, but not the case. It's just leaning into the sights, barring Fame on long A. He's exposed to the long peak, but he's anticipating bathrooms, nothing else.
Yeah, an interesting angle here from James at the moment. As the group up comes, it's coming in a little bit quicker, of course, than the last round. Not much to say about the default outside of B. And there's a spot. Nikados ran past the angle. Fame obviously could have died. And a deep smoke here from Fame. How will they organize? 30 seconds, and the info was gathered. Flip walking the rotation just in case there's something tricky going on. But obviously, a huge amount of tees right here towards long. And James, there's a chance where he just dies. Oh, but he shoots early.
FASHR comes through, headshot in an instant. James still tucked back on bank. He's gonna get himself 2. Whoa! Through the edge of the wall. James gets 3. Mezzi and Crim's gonna have to recover this. Still coming down from the long play. Kicker presses in through Dumpster, and he drops that bomb. They got so incredibly close while James jump spotted 2 different places. That's what allowed for them to hug that wall. It created a pocket of timing. And then James absolutely slays.
And we look at the IHC game, James was on form. He was the main reason, I think, that Outsiders won with their 4-round lead. And this second shot is good enough. The third one is unreal. Base with the no-scope right here. They did start to put it together. The tempo was a little bit better from fnatic, but this time the sight hold is better from Outsiders. So no Mezzy magic to allow Fnatic back into the round. And, well, we find out that 6-0 was meant to be. It was in the script. Or the scripture.
Yeah, the scripture.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, James.
James Scrolls say 6-0.
They didn't mind restarting because they knew the outcome would be the same. They said, you just want to see defeat one more time?
Said, I wanted a highlight reel. Come back.
Oh, look at these toes.
Man, can't believe that third. Through the wall, on the fallback. And he gets 2 kills there, and it's like, hot damn, James, well done. The third was just unnecessary.
I think these defaults haven't been compelling enough from Fnatic. They're not scoring the rotations they need. Outsiders look very calm. But we've seen with like that Mezzy entry round, for example, individually, they can win despite that. In the grander scheme of things, they're probably not going to win the map without it, but might get some cool rounds. So here they're doing a little bit better of a job. We can see that James' angle is not as deep as it was previously. They're locking up the attention of Fame as well. He's getting it nice and close. 30 seconds and Kickert walks up. Oh, that's a huge frag. Huge frag.
Blitz got a nade out. Flash going to keep him back for the time being. 25 seconds. Rotate comes through from heaven. Norbert's already here. Mezzy's burning down. Kickert, oh, distracted for a second, but snaps that back towards Monster. Bomb goes down, and so does all of Fnatic. It's only Roy, and as he takes 2 steps back, Fame takes 2 steps forward. Shoots him in the side and keeps Outsiders in this flawless 7-0.
Melted down like a cheese trick in the microwave right there.
My favorite snack.
So easy. You could see that Kickert was struggling with his target selection. He was thinking, I want to take this duel out Monster, but I know they're coming short as well. I don't want to regret this. And he was very slow about the kind of adjustment, but that first Deagle shot did not connect. Gave him a chance to take out 2. And yeah, I mean, Outsiders are just in cruise control, I think, because they haven't done anything particularly aggressive. They set up across the map in a vanilla sort of standard way. And Fnatic are struggling to confuse them. I think that's the big thing. They're putting a little bit more effort into their defaults, but for the most part, they're chilling in all the parts of the map that Outsiders are fine with, and then they're picking a site around the same time. Outsiders are making a good last-second rotation to that position, and they have enough reinforcements to hold.
Half investment here from Fnatic. Roy going to chuck a couple nades, but Fnatic have had this affinity for the Tech-9 B rush. Last time netted them a couple of kills plus a bomb plant. And we'll see them posturing for it quickly yet again. It's 3 members of Outsiders already in sight. One a little bit further back, but Flit and Kickert down in the swamp. They'll be hanging on. They come up ramp, fighting from water. Kickert and Flit each with a kill. Norbert dies in the meanwhile elsewhere, but really it's just about this bomb plant and the little health that's left. Just won't be enough. FASHR got like 6 numbers in. Please. But no. No extra money to Fnatic.
How many numbers are there? 7?
I said 6 because I know there's more than that.
I feel like we should know the bomb code.
I think
almost everyone has it tattooed, and just
7.
7. That sounded so convincing. I believe you. I really do. Well, lucky to even get that close, I think, with the amount of people spraying at him with no other teammates to cover his position.
You know, you think after all these years, the terrorists would have just made the pin a little shorter.
I know, right?
You put a 3-digit number and, you know, that bomb plant's a third of the time.
That was really close.
Yep. Yep. Don't do math.
Roy on the approach. We'll get him back off long. Almost never playing inside of connector here are Outsiders.
James got that blind spot, but won't be punished for it. Utility comes over, so the warning bells ringing. And Fame still sitting inside the bathrooms. Minute mark as Fnatic want to press in through the front entrance. They will. Last time, this was that round that they actually walked along the long wall all the way to the bomb site before James smashed them over their heads with his op. This time he actually gets contact on the jump spot.
Yep. And 40 seconds, but full kits here. The CTs once again get this really important jump spot information. I think that's been the consistent theme. Full exec comes in.
Oh, that's a lot of fire. 3 bottles over long. Spray from Norbert's good for 1.5, but here's the Opera and Jame yet again. Nika Dawes gets snapped down on, and the last piece is Crims. He's actually found his way between the CTs, gets spotted by Jame on the truck jump spot, and will be finished by Fame. So 9-0. Flawless CT side so far, almost into double digits without dropping a single round.
I've only got one thing to say.
Hit me.
16-0.
Oh, at the 9-0.
It's looking good.
Looking good.
It's looking very good. I mean, look, I will say that half tongue-in-cheek, but we look at the quality of rounds right now. Outsiders not getting pushed. It's not even like they're getting lucky on gambles and they're just always in the right place. It's not like they're pushing aggressively and just shutting Fnatic down every single time. They're giving Fnatic space to work and then just simply winning by having enough people on the site every single round. I haven't seen a round so far from Fnatic. Like the one round there where they almost won, that was one that they got this crazy 2K entry from Mezzi. But even in that round, that was a Fame big flank happening. That was very timely. That was about to be right behind him. They had low odds in that situation, whether they realized it or not. And outside of that, I mean, there's been no flaws in the game of Outsiders, so yeah, Fnatic have to work a little bit harder now. They have to work a little bit harder in all seriousness, because this is just too easy. This is their best map. I mean, this is Fnatic. It makes sense that they pick Overpass. This was some weird veto from them. Right. It's a hard map to win versus Outsiders, but it's the map that makes sense for them to grab.
I want to add a layer to this. You said 16-0. Jame is also yet to die.
Wow.
12-0. There is a chance that we get the double whammy.
The double whammy. 16-0 with no deaths from Jame.
At a major.
At a major.
Never before seen scenes.
On LAN.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So y'all sit back and hold your breath, but not for too long, or you'll die.
Yeah. Wouldn't want you dying. There's still 2 weeks left of this major.
It's literally day 3.
Afterwards.
I know your pick'ems are in shambles.
Yes, that's me.
But there's still hope, folks.
Hey, that's me.
FASHR with the Galil as the Deagles try to connect, and Kicker just looks for something down Monster, but there's nobody there, in fact. Bomb needs to be scooped up. 40 seconds, so that's going to take some time. Nikada is presumably going now. And that one will be uncontested. So here we go. Fnatic to test this A site yet again. It's Fame and Jame.
Just realize that their names are extremely close.
Yes. When it's the two of them, I like to refer to it as Yame.
Yame.
With a Y. First one's easy. A little bit of a spray towards the flower pots, and Norbert slots into the truck. We've seen miraculous things from Jame on this position. He catches Mezzi with the wall bang.
Oh my God.
And that just primes Norbert to peek out. So 10-0, folks.
Damn.
Outsiders CT side is impenetrable right now.
In between the dice box, I think that was threw it into the head of somebody outside of bathrooms, and it is Snake Eyes here for Fnatic. They struggle to find a single round. Nothing bad about the situation. Oh, okay. He could see him.
Makes it a little more justifiable then.
But yeah, 13-0, 10-0 here.
Guns back up from Fnatic. Do not forget, folks, Fnatic's map pick, as they wanted to try and test the somewhat unknown entity of these 5 Outsiders players on this map. Well, it's a delicious dose of reality that Outsiders serve up, and towards long with the flash. We'll get no contact for Roy, nothing to shoot at just yet.
Think about Outsiders that had Yakinder still on it, on CT side right here. They'd have con control every single round.
Right, yeah.
So just, again, another testament, and it's always funny to use that word with Jame, but another testament to how he's able to have multiple versions of a team that all seem to work, and okay.
I think Outsiders are just a great, a great homage to the idea of adapt or die.
Sink or swim. You
could lose Yakinder and just fold. Give up. Move on. Or, wow, you come back at this, guns blazing, and in a 3v3, this A site looks open. For once, Jame is not here causing problems for Fnatic. Roy's going to slot in behind Dicebox. Oh, but Norbert, he's pressed past, and he wins the heads-up duel. Man advantage back in, and Fnatic, because these other 2 players are a little late to the party, James going to start that flank around connector.
They're letting him have it.
Thinking Norbert maybe could be on truck, but he's doubled up on bank with his other teammate. Mezzi's going to have to press in here, and they're going to take this fight at the 18-second mark. Norbert now delivering the bomb at his feet with that pickup, and Nikadaz, down goes James. God is dead.
Oh,
and Nikadaz, yeah, he doesn't have the time. He goes in for the kill, and now suddenly he has to hold on to this op as time expires. Big moment, and Nikadaz falls right into the hands of Flit. It's Outsiders with 11.
And they split up late. They were both doubled up in bank, came back to split up, op down after time. You can't write a worse script here for fnatic. And despite that tech pause, they're setting up for one of the quickest maps that you could ask for. And of course, T-side is hard and fnatic will do a bit better on CT, but if they have no rounds to spare, this could literally come down to a pistol and it's over. So, have they used all their timeouts?
This is the last.
Oh, this is their last timeout. And we're seeing this consistently, that teams are using most of their timeouts on T-side just straight out, even if it's in the first half, just because it's the hard side right now. Problem is, even with some deliberation, it doesn't seem like much is changing. This is a very calm ride here for Outsiders. Can't say the aim is that crispy for fnatic right now either. If Roy hits... His first shot was nice. If he got that second kill where he was ready for it as well, they have the sight, they have a man advantage. They almost certainly get the bomb down. Things look different even right here.
Yeah, there's just been really nobody to step up, right? Mezzi, that double entry, not even a part of the scoreboard anymore because the round gets reset.
Oh,
so
James died.
Yes, he got picked up by Nikadaz last round as he tried to come around on that flank. So it won't be the double whammy, but the 16-0 still very much alive. And James, this is fun. I like people who use the windows of the truck to just kind of get that vision.
Yeah, impenetrable as well.
Hits FASHR. Norbert gonna clean up what James and Fame gets started. It's a couple of assists as all his Outsiders just continue to churn through the health. Nice headshot from James. Nice round from Outsiders. Again, the A site is closed.
Money's here for fnatic as we round out the first half, and we'll get one of their last kind of dignified buys. I think it's going to be a Galil or two from now on, unless they really want to save. But at this point, maximum 3. And so if they lose this, you got to think they're probably going to try to put 2 buys together, maybe force for the end of the half all the way through. In a game like this, if you lose this many rounds, it doesn't have to do as much with the guns that you have. That hasn't been the problem. They've tried enough times. It's honestly mostly about the strategy. And I think that's been very visibly lackluster from the beginning of the game. Which is not what I expected, actually, with fnatic.
I thought this was going to be a real tight one. Kind of splitting it 50-50, but even though James has died once, he is also 15-1 at the moment. Him and Flit tied at the top of the board for Outsiders.
His calling has been outstanding this game, rotation-wise. What information he gets has dictated what the ending setup was. Man, this game, the top fragger on fnatic has 6 kills, 12 rounds in.
Yeah, it's dire. You know, it's not one of those blowouts where there's still that one player going God mode trying to rally the troops. This is just all of fnatic whimpering through 12 rounds as he gets beyond the nades, so that one won't be problematic. Bombs being sent back downstairs. Crims has had line of sight into this B site for quite some time. He nearly got a challenge in just a few moments ago, but that's also just shied back. Kickert, he's in the pocket. He's got 2 teammates here between Graffiti. And they're going to allow for this to just start walking out. The fire burns them forward. Kickert's going to slide upwards. Flit and Norbert, they just serve up that distraction in order to just cut off everything. And Nikadaz is met by fire in abundance. So, yes, bomb thrown forward to the Outsiders. They then chuck themselves at this short control, and they are going to suffocate fnatic on the forefront of the bomb site. There's not a single chance that they can break through with this many bodies from the Outsiders in position. Killer instinct. It's bloodlust. And it's Nikadaz as the last man down. 13-0.
I think they've got, 23 kills now in total between their 5 players. Not very hard-hitting stuff at this moment. 2 rounds left to go in the half, and this is one where the buying gets interesting because they can potentially save for 1 more, but they're literally shooting for 1 round. I think this is a situation, a rare situation where you force no matter what, but okay, it's going to be a half buy with some utility behind it. That's fine. A good buy next round. and they're literally just going to take what they can get here. I think Outsiders, this is a round you simply just use a lot of early grenades, stop anything fast, wait for any kind of smoke walkouts, and then, yeah, you're cool and you have a big advantage. So we'll see if they can make something happen here.
3 players ahead of Mezzi on the push. Tech9's looking for targets. Flit is going to spit out frags. 3 kills to his name. Mezzi gets the trade. At least he was meant to. And Roy has found a little bit of an opening.
Yes.
A playful situation here.
With a lot of time left over. Rotation, it's not haphazard. They're making some noise.
They're coming up.
Yeah.
Fame doesn't expect it, so now that could be a second AK over to Fnatic's side. James snaps it down onto Roy, though, and that bomb in the hands of Mezzi, you'd think would have been working its way towards A. So I like that he sticks around to this tunnels push, and sure enough, he's going to get a separated 1v1 versus Norbert eventually. But Norbert's playing it tucked. Safely back behind Graffiti, he waits, and so it's going to be the retake to keep the dream of the 16-0 alive.
He has a lot of time to work and see if the CTs are going to be holding any semi-passive angle and try to get 1 kill at least to make it a 1v1. That makes this round actually winnable. But right now, Outsiders have clearly decided to just wait and group for the retake. Bomb will get planted at this point. Norbert will start to encroach. James coming into heaven as he normally does. And they want to cut off both angles. Mezzi goes down, man. 14-0 here for Outsiders on map 1. And this will be the first... Yeah, this would be the first 16-0 of this major. It's one of the only 16-0s potentially at any major, and it has just been such an easy ride. I mean, it's not even a very all lopsided game, right? This game is hard to predict who would win, like this series.
That's how it felt.
Outsiders have 2 maps in the last 3 months on Overpass.
And one of them looked, you know, mortal.
Losable.
Yeah, very losable versus IHC.
So...
Final round of the half.
Jesus.
Only 3 bomb plants, may I add, across this T side for Fnatic.
Yeah, they've just been getting out-rotated every step of the way.
Top fragger 7 kills, bottom fragger 4. FASHR and Roy. Mezzi, he's going to get cut down by Fame, so man advantage even. 4 kills away from the flawless CT half. And James going to miss that shot as the aggression comes through middle. But he won't shy too far away. Sticks around for at least a little longer. And Fame's going to play the support. There is a chance that maybe Nikadaz can walk this up long, maybe plucks a player if they take some kind of a peek. He wants that jump spot that James was using earlier. But Outsiders, ooh, there, sure enough, exactly what happens. Fame tries to play close corner, and it's that long op posted, postured, and popping off.
Okay, so here is something interesting that happens. I mean, every time you push Monster, the problem is teams can always go down con into short. Oh, the resmoke in the back of Monster, which is quite interesting, and Kicker's just working on this flank. It's going to end A. Kicker's going to meet them here, and James knows that they're coming as well. That's a freebie, no trade back. Divider smoke comes down. James looking to make it a multi, but most importantly, escape.
Dead. Oh, Nikadaz. He could have found a timing there where maybe he catches him on the skate back. James continuing to play through the windshield of Optimus. Nade finds its target to perfection.
Oh,
and he's just playing with them. He welcomes them in, and as he does, he shuts them down. Half of Crim's left over in the 1v4. James will die finally, a second death within this half, but 19-2 is James. More importantly, is the 15-0 from Outsiders. A pistol win or a 16-0 finish. It's embarrassment on the other end of the break. And it was on this day that James unraveled his scroll. He sat back and stroked his beard to say, 16-0. I know.
Oh man, we'll see if the prophecy is foretold. You know, Sean Garris famously once said, pistol rounds aren't real CS. And that reverberated across the world and CSGO community. And I think it is, it's a factual statement. But that doesn't mean that fnatic will simply win it. They'll have to earn it. And unfortunately, it's a bit of comedy, but I think that is their goal right now, is to simply not get egged.
Just don't get the goose egg. One round between them and Salvation.
Man, okay, lots of interesting things already happening so far in this round. Roy with the push-up, readying this attack, waiting to see if they've actually crossed long. James seems to be suspicious about something, and they are taking their time because they're already ready outside of B to hit it. So they're trying to, it looks like, elicit a push if they can. James with his P250. Circling. Oh my god, timing. Oh my god.
Both ways.
Yeah, Jesus. James looks away, and Roy looks back, and now there's actually a chance here for fnatic.
Just got to hold off on B. That's what Outsiders want in response. They lose their leader. They decide to just go headstrong to that B site. FASHR and Mezzy, baby. Oh, it's all on Flit. A 1v5 to keep that dream alive. And with that quick first frag, he still has time to miraculously piece this together. 2 already. Flit is the hardest hitter. A chance versus FASHR, but fnatic find that salvation.
Egg.
1 round on the board.
Denied.
They've stopped those dreams, but now, of course, you have to convert and run this whole half back.
Yeah, okay. And not get ecoed. That's a little bit of stress right there. I mean, honestly, it's a thread, it's tweets, it's... I don't think they're in the mindset that they're going to win the game, but they didn't get egged.
See,
it
there
matters.
It is.
Look, they actually smiled, right?
The
if
player...
it was 14-1 and they won the pistol, they wouldn't smile.
Nope.
50-0, they win the pistol, they'll smile.
Yep. It's my favorite, player reaction cam, is winning pistol while down 0-15.
Uh-oh.
Because it reminds you that even losers can find happiness.
Yes. Couldn't be me, but...
There's hope yet for us all.
You're a loser?
On some days. Yeah.
Oh.
Nikodaz just missed that one. Flit gets closer.
Flit's getting close. Flit's a problem. Got to be careful. They're backing up.
Crims, though.
The gun over. MP9. Ooh.
They're not watching.
Should be a farm, yeah.
No one's looking.
Uh-oh.
Finds the timing. To a T. Crims slides back down. Kickert's dead. And 4v4 is where we're left. Crims actually doesn't leave. He just kind of slides into the staircase and waits a second. Sees if anybody wants a piece of him.
Crims never leaves. He's been on fnatic.
Yeah, that's true.
For 96 years already.
And yet, surprisingly, he's only 28 years old.
That's honestly ridiculous. I thought for sure he'd be 31. He's kind of like a Kenny S in that sense. Like, oh, wow. Flit's doing damage. 3v3. Okay, and they're leaving the B side. Whoa,
Mezzy's here.
He made a lot of noise, so they know that he rotated over here.
He lost track of James.
Oh my god, he killed him.
No. A second MP9 picked up. Crims still back behind them from Connector, looks to flank. FASHR's going to come at this from Graffiti. Please, God, Outsiders, don't do it like this. This will take away the smiles we saw, and that's an SMG from that distance. Can you believe your eyes? Crims has to find 3 kills, and he just gets blindsided, tries to turn it, and Outsiders, in an even more embarrassing fashion, pick up the follow-up. Yeah, you didn't win that pistol. It's not the 16-0, but it is Outsiders just smothering fnatic to start this series. For one that we expected to be close, it's nothing but a blowout.